everybody is having a great day. Yeah, so this live is, I don't know how to kind of say it or describe what I want to say, but I'm going to kind of say it in a nice way. Hello. If you guys know me, a lot of you have been following Elite Hair Care for a long time. It's been about 2 years now that I've officially been really on this channel. Okay. So I always try to come up with new innovative ways to step outside of the box. So I do things like hair care Q&A, which I do that for free. Okay, I sit on live and it's a win-win situation. You win because I'm giving you the information that I could do, or giving you information that could possibly help you. I win because in turn you will either use some of my products or other people's products. It doesn't really matter. But at the end of the day, I am a hair care brand. I'm a hair care company. I'm also a hairstylist. So it's a promotion for my brand. I never want to, I'll never sit here and say, oh, it's not for profit. Everything you do is for profit. Okay, if you run your AC, you got to pay for your electricity. Nothing is free. Period. Okay, nothing is free. Nothing is free, you guys. Nothing. Okay, nothing is free. And I'm not gonna compare too many things because it can get real intense for me doing that comparison a lot, right? So I'm gonna move forward. So I also am a hairstylist. I stand behind my chair 2 to 3 days a week, which I'm going down to 2 days a week, and I'm not accepting any new clients after the month of May. Okay, after the month of May. Somebody said, hold on. Kennedy said, love is free. That is a lie, baby. Love is not free. Love is not free. Now, love, let me break it down. Love from certain places can be free, but technically it's not free. Your dog loves you more than he loves himself. But if you don't take care of that dog, he won't love you more than he loves himself. He will turn around and bite you. Okay? So technically, the love is not free. Now, the love of the Lord, that is free. That's why I said I'm not going to compare that. I'm not going to go there. That's the only thing that is free and unconditional in this universe is the love of God, the love of the Lord. Okay? The love from your children. But even then, you don't give them what they want. Sometimes that love comes with a price. Right? Okay. Anyhow, I started doing hair about 16 years ago. Okay, if you don't know, I am 34 years old. I started doing hair right out of school. Okay, and at that time I didn't have any ethics. I didn't have any standards. It was take every dollar, don't turn down anything but your collar. That concept will fool a lot of people. Man, my shirt like it has like stains on it, or grease. I think it has oil on it, right? So in my 16 years of working, I've built my brand, I've built myself up to a point where I feel that I know my value, I know my worth, okay? But at the same time, I believe in helping other people. I believe in helping as many people as possible. There are people out there right now that won't help you unless you do certain things. But I started my brand off by helping as many people as I possibly could through things like hair care Q&A. Okay? There used to be a time where my consultations were free. There used to be a time where I didn't understand business and understanding that business is a for-profit. So you have to, that business is a for-profit. So you have to, oh, shit, number address. Okay. You have to, at the end of the day, make money. Okay? That's the goal of that business, to make money, right? So when I started doing my consults and they were free, I noticed that people were just coming to get my information, to get everything out of my brain. And then at the end of the day, in turn, they're supposed to book an appointment with you or whatever. They take that information that I gave and go to wherever they wanted to go to. And I understand, like, Crystal, you know, you are running a business. business, or maybe you're in a business right now. Okay? So when I started doing hair care Q&As, I started doing them with the notion that I wanted to be able to build my brand, number one, and number two, I wanted to be able to help other people at the same time. And I'm a firm believer, and when you ask God for something, you can't ask God for something for yourself, but you're not giving something. So that's another reason why I was able to say I'm going to make the decision to do hair care Q&As. By every single answer that I give a person, by every single helping hand I give a person, but I know that I put out that good energy, so I get back good energy. What you put out is what you get. And that in turn built my brand from the ground up when it came onto my hair products. So the other day, that's not even the other day, I started doing hair consultations in the salon where it would be like a 15-minute consult, and you come in first, and it would be $25. Whether you book me or not, the consultation is $25. That was going okay for a while, but what I started noticing is it was bringing in people who wanted, what's the word I can look for? You want Bentley hair care on Toyota price, right? And if you know anything about these kind of things, if you don't put a value on something, you start getting all kinds of things. You start getting whatever comes, okay? And you have to know when to differentiate. You got to know when to increase your price. Well, you got to know when to increase your value. You got to know when to increase your value in your own mind, right? So I already knew that my value was up there, but I was always one of those people who would never want to, I was afraid to increase my price at some point in life. And I said, you know what? I've been doing this long enough. I've built my brand. I have I have my resume. My resume is there, okay? I have my resume. You got to know when to say, listen, enough is enough. I've done enough. Here's my resume, and my resume speaks for itself. My reputation in this industry speaks for itself. So I decided to stop doing hair consultations in salon, number one, because of COVID, right? Number one, because of COVID. And number two, because my appointments are limited in the salon. Having a consultation blocks out too much time in my schedule where I can be servicing clients and helping women who need help. In regards to physically with my hands, my appointments are so limited that I cannot do consultations in salon anymore, nor did it make a lot of sense because it was taking away from me being able to help actual clients. So that is when I said, okay, I noticed that there was a lot of people, how did the bank look closed? There was a lot of people on my lives, right? There was a lot of people who would call the salon number, a lot of people who call customer service, and they want to be able to talk to me. They want to be able to get my opinion on their hair, okay? They wanted to be able to get as much information about their hair as they could, and I said, well, I can't spread myself so thin, so what I'll do is, that's when you guys saw me breathe life to what we called a hair audit, which can also be categorized as a consultation, okay? Consultations don't necessarily have to be about a service. It can also be about a product. It can also be about your needs. Consultations don't necessarily have to be always service-based, and that's where people have to get that out of their mind. Anyhow, when I started doing the hair audits, I got an enormous response from the hair audits, okay? Because I knew that there was a need, but I didn't know how to put it in perspective to make it work. So it took me time to really get it down packed so I knew how to make it work, okay? Anyhow, I started the hair audits, and my first couple of hair audits, I would complete them. This was like last week. I complete them within 5 business days, okay? I will complete them in 5 business days and then send back the results via a PDF document that had all the information that I recommended, if I recommended any products or whatever services, whatever the case may be. So I'm going to stop right there for 1 second because I want to address something really quickly so you guys understand what I'm about to say, okay? I see all y'all comments popping up. I can see them all popping up. Crystal, it's April. Don't worry about the negativity. Just worry about the positivity. Let me explain something to you guys, okay? When you're in business, you can only let so many things go by. If you stand for nothing, you will fall for anything. And you better remember that when it comes on to business. It's not about venting. It's not about being being upset. It's not about trying to tell somebody off. It's nothing about that. It's called standing your ground and making people have an understanding of how things work. And if you don't stand your ground and say how things work, everything you do will run over you. So for those of you that think that it's about negativity, for those of you that think that it's about bashing something, of you that think that it's about oh, you're not being positive, sweetheart, you can be positive but still stand for something. And I'm positive 24 hours a day, and I still stand for something. So I will not be the one who allows anything and everything to pass me by just because it's a politically correct way to do things. The president doesn't even do that. Okay? So if you think that just standing your ground is considered feeding into negativity, you need to really open your eyes to how life works. Because if your husband tells you something that you don't like, and you stand there and don't say something, and then he comes back and he does it again, and again, he's gotten used to the notion that you won't say anything, so he can say and do whatever. In Jamaica, there's a saying, you give a person an inch and they will take a mile. So if I give you an inch and you try to take a mile on me, I'm going to knock you back to the inch. And I might take that inch away too. That is how life works. If you keep letting people do things to you or say things to you that don't agree with you or your life, you will always be run over. And now who are burnt out right now because of that. And I vowed in my career of hair, after so many years of not having a standard, so many years of not being able to speak up, afraid to speak up because I'd lose a client, afraid to... No, that's not how it works. I speak up when it's necessary to curse you out for you to understand what I'm saying. But I can speak up, and if we don't agree, I'm so sorry, we disagree. Have a good day. Hold on one second. That would be too much energy to give into negativity. You're doing the right things, sis. Keep speaking the truth. Absolutely. Because if you think you don't say anything, you are going to be burnt out. Your ethics and you will go out the door if you don't say something. So, oh man, I hope their car is okay. So, the other day, like I said, I was doing my first set of hair audits. Now, I forgot you wanted that soup, you know. I gotta go this way. I have a lot of clients. Okay? And I'm gonna categorize to you guys what is considered a client. When you lose one, you lose 10 more. But when you gain one, you gain 100 more. So which one is better, losing 10 or gaining 100? Because you stand your ground and they know not to play with you. Right? Okay. So, anyhow, as I said, when I was doing the hair care audits, I'm just going to skip forward. When I was doing the hair care audits, I literally, whether it be during the day, in the morning, at night, I'm literally sitting there going back and forth between the information that is provided on the audit Q&A or consultation Q&A. Okay? So as I'm going back and forth, when I say back and forth, I'm flipping screens because either I'm doing it from my laptop or I'm doing it from my phone. Okay? If I'm doing the audits, I have to be able to, number one, you have to upload pictures, which a lot of you don't understand the value of the audit, because the value of the audit is during hair care Q&A, you can't show me pictures of your hair. You can only sit on here and type as many strokes as you can, as fast as you can, for me to be able to read your question, and then hopefully I give you an answer that can be understood by me answering you that quick. The hair audit allows me to see pictures of your hair. It allows you more one-on-one time with me, Crystal. Okay? A lot of you come on the hair care Q&As and you want that one-on-one time for free. But at the same time, I can't give you as much information as let's back up. You can't give me as much information and I can't give you the best answer, right? Because you can only give me but so much through keystrokes on a live where you're trying to make sure that I see your question. Let's say it like that. So with that being said, when I started the Q&A, I said, okay, I see there's a need for a certain service. Also, I see there's a lot of people that want consultations to see if I can offer them a service for their hair to come in the salon. So one bird killed two stones. Let me start the hair audit / consultation, okay? And then those people can in turn get more in-depth information. I can analyze their photos. I can tell them what services they need if they need a service. So if that makes sense to you guys, put a 1 in the chat. The purpose of it was to be able to kill two birds with one stone. Number one, you get more access to me directly because I can look at your hair. I can analyze your hair, right? Number two, instead of you wasting time to come into the salon and it's barring off my schedule for me to actually use my hands and do clients, you're able to do it virtually in the comfort of your home, right? That's called business. You see a need for something and you fulfill the need. That is business, you guys. And if you are building your business, you got to know how to improvise. You got to know how to make things work. And you got to be able to fulfill a need. That's how businesses are born. You're fulfilling a need that you think there is. All right. So, a little story time real quick. I did a hair audit. I'm not mentioning names. It doesn't matter the person's name. It doesn't matter any of that. Okay? I'm going to be as vague as I possibly can in this description. And when they did this, I was just like, what? All right. So before I go into the story time, I need everybody to close their chat and hit the thumbs up button right now. Because I'm telling you guys, in every story time that I give, in everything that I open my mouth and I say, I teach. Okay? I teach, and I teach you what not to do when you start your business. So if you agree, close your chat and hit the thumbs up button. Which I'm more than certain will be at least 3/4 of this live of people that are on right now. All right. So I'm going to give you guys an analogy really quick. You work your job. Okay. You work your job for 20 years. You've been at the same place for 20 years. You've given your all for 20 years. And you are still right now at $20 an hour. You feel like, hey, I've been doing this for 20 years. I've given you my all for 20 years. I feel like I've gotten all of my certifications that are needed. I'm overqualified for this position. It's time for a raise. Okay. So you go to your director and say, hey, I've been here 20 years, still making $20. Can I have a raise? I know that I deserve that raise. I'm overqualified. I've done everything you asked. I know that I know this, I know that, I know this, I know that. You gave your resume. Okay. When you gave that resume and said, hey, listen, I deserve this raise. I've been doing everything you asked me to do plus some. Okay. Your director, because I know a lot of you are dealing with this problem right now. Your director turns around and says, okay, I mean, I can give you a $5 raise. All right. I'll give you a $5 raise. So they give you the raise, you go back to work, and you're still doing things the way you've been doing them. You're still doing over what you've been doing. And your director comes to you a week later and says, hey, I gave you a $5 raise, and I don't really see the value in the reason why I gave you this $5 raise. Is that all you're offering me, and I gave you $5 more? So your look on your face is, within my job description, I've been giving you everything. Plus, when Becca comes in and Becca doesn't know what she's doing, I become Becca's trainer. Plus, when the building burnt down, I became your insurance adjuster. Plus, when this came, I became this. And I wasn't getting paid this extra $5. Now that you gave me the extra $5, you're asking me, what value am I bringing for this extra $5? I've been doing it for 20 years for the $20 an hour. That's where the extra 5 comes in. If you're dealing with something of this nature, if you understand what I'm saying, put a 1 in the chat. I've worked 9 to 5. I've had salary jobs. I know how this goes. That's why I know a lot of you are going to say, ooh, that sounds right. You'll be so surprised how many people go through this. Okay, good. So the story time is one of my hair audits that I did. We're gonna call them John. We're gonna name them John. So John submits their information, and John submits basically the hair care audit. It asks you, what you do, your age range, how much water do you drink, what products do you use, in respects to your hair. Remember, it's a hair audit. We don't care about what you use on your knees. And also what medications you're taking. And then you also have to upload 4 photos, the front, the side, the back of your hair. And then you also will check off any of the check boxes that apply to you. So when you do that, that in turn gives me a starting point to say, okay, I know that hair situations typically come from one of 2 things. Oh, and there's a place for you to put what issues you're having with your hair. That part is free range typing, telling me exactly what is going on with your hair, okay? In your opinion, what's happening, what might not have happened, what's going on, what medications you're taking, and what your hair looks like. That's what I want to know. Because all I said, number one, when it comes on to your hair, it's either a medically induced issue, trauma-induced issue, or you-induced issue, okay? So that's the reason why I want to know what medications you're taking. And not because I want to know your personal business, but I want to know what medications you might be taking now, what they're for, right? Then I want to know what issues you're having with your hair. That's the bulk of the information. What issues are you having with your hair? And then the other 50% is I need to see photos of your hair. So John decides that he's going to do the audit, and John uploads very vague answers. John's first response was, when I asked what shampoo and conditioner you might be using on your hair, John's response is whatever they got on sale. Okay. When I asked John on the audit, what's the issues with your hair, John lays out 3 issues, 2 of which were like, what? So 2 of the issues were, I don't like to comb my hair. I'm tender-headed. One of the issues was, what was it again? I don't like to comb my hair. I'm tender-headed. And it was something else. I can't remember the third one. Oh, a style that they wore. So right there, you guys, tell me, what do I have to go by? You're tender-headed. You don't like to comb your hair, and you had a certain style in your head and you stopped wearing it. You didn't tell me anything about products that you're using. You did give me medication information, right? And I'm not going to go into detail of that part because that's their private business. I don't care if I'm saying John or LaQuisha, okay? But John has some autoimmune issues, okay? Hold on. John uploads 4 pictures of John's hair. Actually, 2 of the pictures look the same, like they were taken the same day. The third picture looked like it was something you uploaded from months ago because they're not even in the same outfit. I'm that deep. I'm all in your background. I'm looking at your shirt because I want to make sure that what you're giving me is quality information for me to give you quality information. At this point in time, the hair audit was $25, you guys. I quickly changed my hair audit price to $50 because I have to weed out the not so serious people. And there are people who want to get Bentley service, but they want to pay Toyota price. And I don't want those kinds of clients wasting my time or theirs. Okay? So I already looked at it like, okay, this is a joke. You're not providing as much information as needed. You're paying for a service. So when you go to your doctor, you don't go to your doctor and say, my arm hurts. And then your doctor says to you, okay, I'm going to prescribe you some amoxicillin. No, you go to your doctor with an entire list. Listen, my arm started hurting back on Tuesday, March 22nd. I think I was swinging a hammer. And then when I bent my elbow, that's when I had this. You guys understand what I'm saying? When you go to your doctor, when you go to your lawyer, when you go to whoever, the dermatologist, damn it, when you go to the masseuse, You are being descriptive because you need to make sure that they're attacking that problem. You do not go with my arm hurts, doc, I don't know what to do. And if you do, shame on you. Okay. So based on the information that I just told you guys that I got, this is the information that I got. Put a 1 in the chat if you felt like that information was enough for me to go by. Put a 2 in the chat if you felt like it wasn't. And there's no judge here. I just want to know. Tell me if you thought that was enough information. And 2, if it wasn't enough. I'm certain there's going to be 1,000 2s on here. It might be like 1 1 on here, because the 1 1 on here is probably the one that submitted the information. Okay, so we understand that that was not enough information, but you still paid for a service. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to give you what you paid for. Now I'm going to show you guys what a hair audit looks like. Hold that thought. When you get your results from a hair audit, this is what you get from me. Not that. Hold on, I'm going to show you guys. I have one in my phone that I screenshot because it was giving me issues. Okay, so when you get the results from your hair audit, I want to make sure that this doesn't have anybody's name on it. No, it doesn't. This is what you get from me. It can sometimes be longer and stop about right here because it's the width of a page, okay? And then you'll see my information up here. It also gives you, it says hair audit results, and I'm giving it to you word for word if I was talking to you, not the medically client has such. No. My response is based on how I would talk to you if you were standing in front of me, because I want to make sure that you understand what I'm saying. Okay? Yes, people give more detail at the drive-through window. Absolutely. Okay? So on here, I give my observation. I tell you what I suggest. I suggest, no different from if I was doing on YouTube. I said also suggest a good trim to help with moisture retention. Suggest doing a porosity test as well. Okay? A lot of people don't know to do this, so I'm making sure that I'm putting what I need you to do. And this in turn is going to help you going forward. From my observation, you have a couple different issues. I see you're using such. Plus, you are salt and pepper, which I'm breaking it down that it could sometimes be a very drying hair type. You need to create what we call an equal balance, that kind of thing. And I'll even tell you how to do your wash day. If I say I need you to use this today, and in the next wash day, I need you to use this. Because a lot of people don't know these things. So I'm giving it to you word for word, verbatim, if I was talking to you. Right? I'm giving it to you word for word because I was talking to you. Like as I was talking to you. Sharon says, perhaps John is tender-headed because it hurts to comb his or her hair. That's amazing. Okay? I am so glad that John is tender-headed. But is that going to tell me what's wrong with your hair? Only thing that's telling me is an excuse as to why you're not taking care of it. That is a part of my answer. I'm one of those people, if you pay me for a service, and even if I'm doing it for free, I'll be doing you a disservice by not telling you the hard facts, not telling you the hard truth. So my response to John was, number one, I said specifically, you saying that your hair, and I'm not saying it verbatim, I'm just giving you guys the analysis of what I said. Basically saying that you're not combing your hair because it hurts and you're tender-headed is a big excuse. I also detailed that you need to comb your hair every single day. I detailed how much hair you shed in a day. Okay, we went real deep with this one. I detailed how much you shed hair in a day. I told them that you need to create what we call an equal balance between moisture and strength. I let them know what products that they needed. This is all based on the very vague information that I got. And this is why I'm telling you guys, don't just allow people to give you whatever and waste your time. Right? So if you give me vague, I'm going to give you back vague. I'm not going to sit here for 13 hours trying to come up with the medical terminology to make it sound more expensive for you. Okay? So I gave John the products that I recommend. I gave John the hard truth about John and let John know, like, listen, you can't expect something good from you not doing anything. So you expect your grass to cut itself. You expect your dishes to wash themselves. That's what it sounds like. You're not doing what needs to be done, but you expect something. Right? Okay. So when I sent back the audit results, the person's audit results were actually longer than that I just showed you guys. It was longer than that. Okay? And I worked with what John gave me. John replies and basically says, oh, I thought I was going to get way more than that for $25. Wow. What? If your answer, I can't make this up. If your answer was what, put a 1 in the chat. I was like, okay, this is why I'm going to weed out and increase my, sometimes you got to increase your price to weed out certain foolishness. So because I like hard facts, I typically, like you guys said, everybody likes to say, oh, don't feed into negativity. Don't do this, don't do that, don't do this, don't do that, because it's negative. And if you stand for nothing, you will fall for anything. I am not a magician. I am not a MD. I am not a lawyer, but best believe what I am is knowledgeable about hair. And when I give something, I'm going to give you value. Okay? So my response to John, if you want to hear my response to John, put a 5 in the chat. If you want to hear my response to John, put a 5 in the chat. Listen, at first I was just like looking at it like, this is why I don't help people. This is why I don't help people. And it kind of made me say, I'm not doing no more hair audits because people don't value people. They're looking for a reason to rebut instead of looking for help. Some people like to ask your opinion just so they can rebut your opinion. And if you are one of those people, you can't work with me. You would have cussed 2 bad words, right? Okay. All right. But I didn't. I'm one of those firm believers that when you I'll skip that part. Let me leave that alone. So here's another hair audit that you guys can see how much information I give. Let me see if I can move this down because I don't want the person's face in it. Okay. This is also a hair audit. So you guys can tell the difference in length depending on, if you give me detailed information, I give you detailed information. You give me detailed information, I give you detailed information. So you guys can see, okay? This is more detailed because the person gave me a lot of detail. Not everybody's going to have the same issue. So I might have to give a little bit here, give a little bit here. But if you give me detail, I give you detail. Okay, so the ones that gave me detailed information, I took my time and I made sure that I gave them detailed information based on my observation and the information that you gave me. Right? Okay. Hold on. Nope, not that. Changing the price of the audit doesn't automatically mean you'll get detailed info. Clarify what you need. So Bumblebee, let me explain something to you. Changing the price of the audit was not for detailed information, but best believe if you pay a higher price point for something, you are going to give as much as you possibly can, and it's going to weed out the not so serious people. If you don't understand that, then you're on the wrong life. That's no different from when you walk into the Gucci store versus when you walk into Papaya. When you walk into Gucci, you're expecting a certain experience. You're expecting certain information. You're also going to give the information that they request. You're going to make sure that you are on your P's and Q's. Why? Because at the end of the day, you're paying a higher price point. You're paying luxury, baby. When you walk into Papaya, you know you're walking into Papaya and you get whatever. That's why the clothes are on the floor. That's why they're all over the place. That's why there's no one to help you. That's why you're not getting that detailed person walking around with you. Because guess what? You are expecting Papaya. You're not expecting Gucci. And if you don't understand that, then clearly you're here to rebut and not understand. Okay. Let me go back now. Okay. So when the person emailed, the person said, John emailed and said verbatim, I don't mean to be disrespectful, but aside from telling me whatever, do you think it was worth whatever? I'm not sure what I expected, but certainly was more than this. But you gave me pennies to work with, and I made quarters. You gave me pennies to work with, and I made quarters. So this message is really for everybody to understand that when you are doing something for yourself, be as detailed as possible because it's required. You don't go to your doctor's office and just tell him my elbow hurts and expect him to know what to do. You got to give detail. You got to give detail. Okay. John then replies and says that it wasn't worth $25. So that at that point, I was like, okay. So clearly, I need to weed out the foolishness. So my response to John was, hello, the hair audit is made to give you insight on your hair based on the information you provided, which was very little. I started there. As you said, no disrespect, but ... So sorry you felt that it wasn't enough for your liking. I am not Walmart. I am Crystal A. Williams, who offers a detailed service based on this big head of mine. I have a huge head for a reason. That is what God blessed me with. A huge head with a big brain to help so many people. And things like this waste amounts of time that can be used on people who definitely needed that service. Okay? I assume you wanted an entire diagnosis of your entire hair profile with very little information, such as you don't like to comb your hair and you're tender-headed. I said it just like that. The information given is way more than you would receive sitting at home, Googling and YouTubing. You're welcome and thanks for submitting your hair audit. Period. If you're personal, you put it in personal words. I wasn't personal. I kept it in a business aspect because you were talking about business. So I kept it business and I kept it very short and brief. You're very welcome from me giving you information based on the pennies you gave me. And I gave you quarter and dollar size quarter. Period. It wasn't disrespectful, but just as the person would say, no disrespect. But no disrespect. You want something and you're not providing what was needed for me to offer you something. So what you gave me, listen, you guys, I get so detailed with my hair audits that I will literally Google your medications and see what Google and what Wikipedia and what WebMD and what whatever the other one is. I forgot, not WebMD, but there's another one that they tell me has to do with your hair. I go that deep. I go that deep where I will literally Google the medications to really get down to the root of what may be the issue. I gave John a lot of little information. Listen, You guys are being funny. Oh, you want to go in the store? And this is why your belly's hurting, because you're sitting there eating sunflower seeds. Ain't it your belly that's hurting?
Yes, ma'am.
So how you eating sunflower seeds?
Because I'm hungry.
Oh, okay. You want to go get the soup?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, come. You know how to order the soup?
No, ma'am.
You never ordered food?
I never order from here.
Okay, so I'm gonna show you. Give John a partial refund and tell him to go buy a comb and use it. See, that would have been personal. That's why I didn't give that. I know Let's Talk. I'd assume that. Right? So it was just like, hold on. Let me just be very, very, very transparent with you guys. I can make $50 sitting on my YouTube in my car helping people for free. So the money is not the issue. But I run a for-profit business. So whatever profit is made based on what I offer is a profit. It's a business. So in no way am I going to waste your time and allow you to waste mine. So this right here, this apple right here, it spoiled it for the whole bunch. Because when that apple came in and said what they said, I said, number one, I'm increasing the price, okay? Because I know what I'm giving is gold. Number two, it's going to weed out the waste of timers, right? Number three, it's going to let you know, like, listen, if you're going to pay me $50 for something, if you're going to pay me $100 for something, you're going to pay me $500 for something, you're going to make sure you're as detailed as you can. And everybody knows that. If that's a lie, tell me it's a lie. You'll get John types at $50 too. You don't understand. You need to clarify the details you want. So Bumblebee, it sounds like you're taking it more personal than using it as a learning curve. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let you sit here and think that you can continue to rebut what I'm saying, because you're listening to rebut. You're not listening to understand. That's what people need to do. They got to listen to understand instead of listening to rebut. If I ask you for certain things, then you give me certain things. If you give me what you think is okay and I don't think that it's okay, then we're going to have to agree to disagree. Some people will never be satisfied. Even if I was to go down and literally detail the medications and say, hey, this, which I can't do that because that crosses me into MD. I can't go into Dr. Notion and start detailing what this medication does because I can be sued. So the most that I can give you is what's off the top of my brain, off of the years of my experience, because that's what you're paying for, my brain. You're not paying for WebMD. You're paying for my brain. So at the end of the day, I'm not going to really go back and forth with you about it because I can tell that you're listening to rebut, not listening to understand. Don't explain, Crystal. They want that attention because they watching. So it's not that, but like I said, you guys, you got to stand for something. You got to stand for something. You got to stand for something. One apple spoiled it for the whole bunch. One apple spoiled it for the whole bunch. So now, instead of people being able to get help at minimal, but still getting Gucci knowledge, guess what? You're going to pay for it. This is a great learning experience. Thank you for your sharing. You know, you're welcome, because guess what? A lot of people don't know that this comes along with business. It comes along with business. Do I have a mask? Listen, I've gone to doctors where I know the bill amount that I paid was over $300. And I go in there and I say, Doc, I think my levels are off. And Doc gets blood work, looks at the blood work and says, no, you're fine. To only find out that my levels were off times 10. And I paid full price. So if you have a person that's willing to get as detailed as I am, you better use that to your advantage. Cassandra, I knew that $25 was too low, but I wanted to be economically friendly to help as many people as I can. But I see now that I have to separate myself. Sometimes you have to make yourself not so accessible, and sometimes using price can do that. That's like in the salon. I charge a certain price because I know that I'm not going to get certain types of people. They're going to come with a serious notion. They're going to come as professional as they can be. They're going to come with that notion like, I can clearly see this is a service. I understood what you said, Pearline. Come on, girl. So you guys have to know how to do things and when to do things. Facts. You can either pick them up or float on them. And that's what made me say I was 5 seconds from not doing another audit. I was 5 seconds from not doing another audit.
Charging stations all around the city. Mayor Buddy Dyer's EVs have several benefits. They eliminate light pollution, which reduces our air quality.
Is the goat head superseding the goat?
To climate change.
Where you see that?
That is super.
Also good for
Oh, okay.
economic development and more green jobs. For Vasquez, more
We're ordering food.
make EV ownership more convenient. And he sees
Great analogy. If you don't tell the doctor everything, he or she can only diagnose on what you tell and your blood results. Sometimes blood may not show. Yeah, and I don't go that deep. If you don't give me information that you think is necessary, then I can't help you. Well, for one, thank you for everything. Thank you. I appreciate you guys. That's how it always ends up being that one bad apple is spoiled for a person like me that just today started watching. Social acceptability doesn't equal what you're doing for your business. I'm nowhere near a politically correct person, but I don't take foolishness. And now I'm gonna stand on my firmness with that. I'm not building my business on foolishness. I'm not. I learned that the hard way. So if you're doing a hair audit with me, I'm telling you right now, be as descriptive as possible because that's what you're paying for. 12:05. Hey, what kind of soup do you have? Okay, can I get a small chicken soup and a large chicken soup? Yeah. Yes, that's it.
$11.70.
You want something to drink? What kind of drink? Can I get a lemonade as well? Let me see, 12:05. Let me go back. Okay. I know you do your research. I've been asking God for help, and he showed me your YouTube in December. I will show you my before and after. All right, cool. All right. Keep knowing what you're doing. When you continue to grow, you know you've reached another level. Absolutely. Life is teachable moments, and this is one of them. We learn something every single day. Absolutely. Listen, if you own a business, you know what I mean. If you own a business, you know. You know what I mean. In business, you deal with so much, it will burn you out. We're not staying. I don't know what I missed, but thank you. You always give great info, and what you're asking for was so little. Anyone could give their details. Absolutely. Absolutely. I asked for certain information because if now your purpose is to give me what I asked you for. And then don't give me vague information. Don't give me pennies and you want me to make whole $100 bills from 3 pennies that you gave me. I thought it was just very funny. I thought it was a very funny situation because it almost made me stop doing what my purpose was. Because as soon as you start, if you already started that way, I'm like, okay, clearly I don't need to invest my time here. And people have to understand that when people is offering you something, the worst thing that you can possibly do is try to tear it in half or devalue it, because that's exactly what happened. The person devalued it. They were already looking for a reason to devalue it, and they expected me to give them Bentley service at Toyota's lot. So it kind of tells me like it's a teaching moment for a lot of people, because if you feel already that you're offering services too low and you know you're offering it too low, there's a sense of something that always comes that reminds you why your price needs to be where it needs to be, or why you need to be giving it at this point, or why you need to be offering it here or offering it there. I've seen people book consultations to literally walk in, the person touch their hair, turn them around, and they walk out. Okay, girl, yep, you can do your style. Period. And that's for a little of it. That was for $50 whole. You walked in, they turned you around, and you walked out. And they said, yep, you can do your style. Thanks, Gloria. So it just kind of let me know, like, okay, if I see, and this was another thing that I learned, if I see when I get a hair audit that you're not detailed in the information, I'm going to refund your money and send it back. I'm not wasting my time. I'm going to refund you and not pay attention to it. I'm not wasting any time. Yes, sir? Thank you. You have to know when to differentiate. It's like you got to know when not to extend your energy. Exactly. Thank you. Yeah. Make sure you hold the soup. So I hope this was a learning lesson for you. A lesson, not a learning lesson. A lesson for you guys who are running a business. Maybe you're running a service-based business. Because you have to know when to say, enough is enough. Stop playing with me. You got to know when to say, stop playing with me. And after I gave John the response that I gave John didn't respond because John knew not to play with me. You can't play with me. I'm not a plastic soldier. I'm not a toy Barbie doll. And I'm not running a Fisher Price business. I am running Elite Hair Care USA. Stop playing with me. So I really want you guys to understand at the end of the day that you're dealing with a person who takes her business extremely serious. Okay? Extremely. I do hair care Q&As because I want to do them, not because I have to do them. I do them because I saw that there was a need for it, there's a purpose for it, and it's a win-win at the end of the day. I might not win every time I give somebody information, but I know that that good energy that I just put out is going to bring back tenfold because I put out good energy. Okay? And if people don't understand that, if people can't see that value in you, if people can't see what you're giving, then don't help those people. Move forward to other people. And I'm telling you now, if I get hair audits that are not detailed, that are not giving me information based on what you need, I'm providing a service based on what you need, not what I need. I'm giving you the details based on what you needed. So clearly you got to be as descriptive as possible. I don't need to be descriptive. I'm giving it based on what you needed. Don't walk into the doctor's office and say my toe hurts and expect the doctor to know why. No, John expected me to jump through my hair audit page, come sit in their living room and school them on why they need to be combing their hair and why that's nasty. You're not combing your hair because you're tender-headed? What? You not combing your hair because you're tender-headed doesn't make any sense. You not getting it done by someone else because you're tender-headed makes sense. But you're not combing it yourself? What sense does that make? Listen, y'all gonna learn. You're gonna learn when it comes down to dealing with people and dealing with business. It's not all about that Walmart concept. I don't run a Walmart business. I don't run a Walmart business. I run a Target, an Ulta, a Sephora. I don't run a Family Dollar. I don't run a Dollar General. I run high end. There's a reason why. I feel like I want to go home and take this shirt off. It has a nice big stain on it. It has oil on it. But I am going to work, so I have on my Elite Hair shirt. Can they come to me and do a hair audit? No, not right now. Because I'm going to be quite honest, you guys. When I was doing the hair audits and people were coming into the salon or hair consultations, it's a waste of time sometimes. Okay? Because honestly, the questions that they're asking and the things that they were asking, I can do that via an audit electronically. You upload photos of your hair. You tell me what's going on with your hair. You get a point to now detail. You can write down every medication you're taking. You can detail everything you think is wrong with your hair, all in one platform. And you can do that and take as much time as you need to fill that form out. You take as much time as you need to fill that form out. The audit doesn't start until you submit the form and you pay for your audit. So you can take 3 days to complete that audit. Whereas you come into the salon and you get 15 minutes with me, and in 15 minutes, I can't go through and research anything. I can't go and Google or YouTube or anything for you because you only have 15 minutes with me. And then that 15 minutes that I'm doing, if I'm doing 30 consults for the day, that's 5 clients that I could have been doing that needed services, not a questionnaire or a question answered. It's so much easier. It's no different from the doctors now starting telehealth. Telehealth is the best thing ever. Why? Because there's some doctor appointments where they literally don't even touch you. They don't even need to touch you. So why waste an appointment? Why waste the gas? Why waste the energy? Why waste waiting 6 months to get a hair audit or consult with me when you can do that from the comfort of your home? I have people who want to come to me from Jacksonville, New Mexico, Denver, California, and they don't want to necessarily come and sit in my chair without knowing, can I do anything for them? Someone was asking a question. I'm like, let me see what it was. And sometimes you just have to see the hair and feel the hair and then cleanse and condition to see the true condition. Sometimes that's true, but 90% of the time, photos tell a lot. A picture tells 1,000 words. That will never change. You want to go sit in my office and eat it?
Yes, ma'am.
Go ahead.
Can I watch a movie on your computer?
My computer's not there. Go eat, go drink the soup, because you say your stomach is hurting, and then we're going to work.
Oh, okay.
Let me tell Kat to open the door. I'm going to let you guys hear how Kat answers the phone. Hold on. Oh, I definitely don't fall for the foolery.
Hello, what?
Can you open the door for Adrian?
Oh, the front or the back?
The back.
Okay.
And can you give her, can you do me a favor?
Yeah.
Can you bring me 2 of the new test kits? I want to see them.
You want what?
The new test kit.
Hey, come on in.
2 of the,
Yeah, you want me?
just
Yeah, give
2.
her the 2 test kits.
Yeah, I'm outside.
Oh, okay. All right, bye.
Cat is the best. Crystal, you'd hate me. I'd be so descriptive and attach videos and photos. So it doesn't allow you to attach a video, but it does allow you to attach photos. You can attach 4 photos. It tells you I need one of this side, one of this side, one of here, one of here. That tells me a lot. Between that and you telling me what issues you're having, I can tell a whole heap. So I I had to really laugh at that whole situation, okay? That situation was so different. It was just like, so you just devalued my service based on the fact that you don't comb your hair. As my kids would say, aha. That's what my kids do. Anyway, that was a little story time for you guys. And as I said in the beginning, it's not about being negative. It's about standing for something in your business. I don't care if you are working a job. Your boss cannot come to you and devalue the amount of work that you've done for them. Is Kat gonna bring me the 2 things, or she ain't gonna bring me them? You know, Kat did not hear me when I said it would bring me something. Let me go inside and get it. Kat, you forgot the test kit? You forgot to give me the 2 test kits?
Oh, I thought you meant to put on your desk. I'm like,
Oh my gosh, dude.
I'm going like back and forth.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm outside.
Okay.
I told y'all she forgot. It's cold out here. You're so right. Both this, I went to the doctor today and he was in and out with it with 10 minutes and he didn't touch me and I had to pay a copay and the insurance paid. Hello. If you don't stand for something, you will fall for anything. So I'm really excited. Our vaginal self-test kits came in. Don't pay attention to the broken nail. Our vaginal self-test kits came. This is going to go on the Elite Total Body Care site. So this test is going to be used to determine if you have like a bacterial infection, that kind of thing. So it comes with 3 things. So you take this, you swab, make sure your hands clean, you swab, you then rub it on this, and then you use this to determine your results. And that tells you if the vajayjay is in need of something, if the vajayjay needs to be checked out, or if the vajayjay is just fine. Big things are going on, girl. Yes, girl. Big, big, big. So that is our vaginal test kits. I'm so excited. So I'm going to do another video later on today. We'll be talking about the vajayjay. We'll be talking about the vajayjay. All right, you guys. I hope you guys got some useful info from this live. Because if you plan on running a business, take heed. Take heed to everything I said. Oh, this soup is nice. This one is nice. Thank you guys for all your support. I appreciate you guys for listening and understanding. For those of you that listen to rebut, I can't help you. I've been trying to contact someone on how to use the rewards, but can't reach anyone. So, Barbara, we're still trying to figure out the rewards thing. There's something like some type of glitch on the rewards, so we're still trying to figure it out. Just give us a moment. The rewards thing is it's confusing because it's not something that we control, so we have to wait on responses. I'm starting pickles this weekend. Hey, I like that. I've listened to this on my old text. You give us women and men great information and you keep it 100. We love it. Some people can't handle when you keep it 100 though. I'm learning that too. I'm learning that too. So today's April 1st, which is our anniversary month. So the vagina self-test kit, and the gel, all of that released this month. Hold on, you guys. I ordered your soap. Will you be restocking the other ones, like the dark spot one? The dark spot one we will restock. Yes. All right, you guys. So I got to get to work. I'm going to drink this soup. Thanks for watching. And then we'll be doing the vajayjay videos sometime this week.